Last issue of Relic playing Goons. We have the gang had to were hired by Gravedigger to steal a very expensive drill that was being delivered by a high-speed cargo train. Because Gravedigger is a villain that has a weird obsession with getting to the center of the earth. But hey, a job is a job, so y'all took it. After completely, literally derailing the train, which people thought impossible, but I guess hammer beats train scientifically.
I remember that type matchup.
Yeah. You got it. You were a superhero speedster, a Southern Belle speedster by the name of Rave tried to stop you, and while she did put up a good fight, you ended up victorious because of her carelessness, allowing Hammer and the drill the character Hammer and the item of the drill, not a hammer and a drill, to escape, and
Although it was the hammer and the drill were won during that combat.
That's
very
true.
true. A temporary upgrade that we're going to see in the future if that will affect Gravedigger's plans, and if he'll have anything to say about that if he ever crosses paths with you. But you got paid. Hammer's cell phone got ruined, the one that we just bought.
I mean, that was bound to happen, though.
That was gonna happen. Hammer doesn't give a fuck, I don't think. Didn't have games on the phone, so Gucky didn't care either. But, yeah, you all made it. You met up with Gravedigger, who met you at the Liberty Island. He took it, and you all made it back. You're currently halfway to the next level of Goon. You still have to work a bit harder here. It's not like it's like an RPG. You got more experience. You got to earn more experience to get to the next level. It's not going to be that easy. You're at 2.5 basically.
It's like a what? Say that again.
It's like an RPG.
Wait a minute.
Oh shit! I just realized.
Card.
Thought you were making a different joke entirely. Anyways, you pulled it off. The military's probably not happy about their train that probably cost, hundreds of thousands of dollars. That was specifically designed to stop supervillains from stealing shit, and you, as a group of supervillains, just stole some shit.
We've already made an enemy of the military.
I mean, you don't know if, that... I mean, that train possibly could have, CCTV recordings or not. You're not going to know. You're going to have to worry about that.
I'm sure Rave is
Oh.
gonna rat us out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to say it. I don't want to lump superheroes into the same as the cops, but unfortunately, superheroes ride the fine line. I'd say they're a bit better, because they're still not cops, but whatever. Oh, last thing before I forget. Gucky put on a glowing, evil red crown and saw the birth and death of the universe right before his eyes, before
That's
it
true.
disappeared in a puff of satanic smoke. And you were told that crown belongs to a supervillain by the name of the Mad Queen. And you're not familiar with that person, but spooky evil crown that shows you all the secrets of the universe is probably something that should not be in the hands of a supervillain. So, keep an eye out on that.
It's alright, Hammer already crushed that into dust, so we're all good.
Well, Hammer thought he did, and no one's gonna correct him, so... Also, a sword with the same spooky, evil vibe disappeared from the train as well, so... Might be a matching set. Anyways, it's been about... I don't know. I'm not good with time skips. We'll say it's just been about a couple of weeks since your last job. Money's good, you haven't had to pay rent in a while, because you already did the first time. Was there anything that you would have bought for your warehouse after getting your cash from Gravedigger that
Definitely
you would
need
want
some
to
kind of
invest?
transportation. I'm getting new phones for Hammer and for me because I just remembered mine was cracked in the first episode.
Okay. So, let's just make this easy on myself. 2 phones. Now, see, in this superhero society, things aren't super expensive because that makes it easier for me to keep track. So let's just say for 2 phones, let's say you got like a cheap kind of burner phone
Yeah,
from
he's
Hammer.
not going for top of the line here. Just
We'll
gotta
say
run the app.
3 we'll say 300. We'll say 300 even. 200 for you, 100 for him.
Okay.
I know that's incredibly cheap for a phone nowadays, but
No, it's not too bad.
I know iPhone. Well, let's say you're on a plan, so whatever. You just paid like a base 200 for whatever.
They're like prepaid phones from Walmart.
Yeah, that's actually true. You guys don't want to have plans. You don't want to have your names attached to anything. And okay, so 2 phones, transportation. Now again, you don't want your names attached to anything, but thankfully there are supervillain black markets that run throughout this world. And did you guys want to invest in maybe some
Are we going car shopping?
Oh yeah, you're going car shopping. Do you guys want to like role play that, or you guys want to just say you bought something?
Let's go car shopping.
Let's go
Alrighty.
car shopping.
Am I crazy? I feel like that'll be fun.
Sounds fun.
Sounds great. All right, car shopping. So thankfully, you still have your Rolodex from from your boss Jailbird, and you've been with him with a couple of times this black market. There's one just on the outskirts of like between New Jersey and New York. There is a sort of like underground, literally underground, thanks to Gravedigger, sort of black market of super villains who come to hawk their wares. And you get stuff like, mystic items that have been stolen from museums that hold immense power. Vehicles and weapons that were originally confiscated by the government but have been stolen in similar situations of how the drill has been stolen. In fact, those kinds of things that happened beforehand are the reason that the government invested so much money in the high-speed cargo transport. And, it's also just a place to kind of vibe and, network with other supervillains. Networking is very important in your line of work.
Very true.
So,
Very
after taking a taxi to sort of an abandoned gas station out in the middle of nowhere, we'll say, Sam, you've been with, because you're the kind of guy that actually has more than 2 thoughts a minute, you've been with
got at least 3.
Yeah, you've been with Jailbird a couple times this place. So there's an abandoned gas station, and what you do is you input a specific amount of, like, you say, you go up to one of the, the gas station, like, one of the pumps, and you input a code of, like, say, like, oh, I want $30 of gas, or $50. You input, like, a very specific number of code. Roll it to see if you remember it using intelligence and, let's see. Sorry. Intelligence and, what would be good memory? I would say...
I don't think it's anything that I have.
Okay, well, I was gonna say survival, just because that makes sense to me, like, you remember how to... survival. But intelligence...
I think it'd be a classic Streetwise, but I definitely don't have that.
Okay.
I'll throw a hero pony.
I'm not gonna lock you guys out of... Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, don't worry, if this goes south, you can just have Hammer break it or something, but... you, thankfully, remember the code. Ironically, you notice that, like, the certain set of numbers have been, like, faded compared to the rest of the numbers on the keypad. Because this is a very popular spot.
Yeah.
But you remember the correct sequence. And the entire gas station starts lowering. You hear, like, a big, like... and, like, it's almost like a big, like, cargo, like, elevator that they use in warehouses. the entire gas station starts lowering into the ground. And after a few minutes, you see yourself, and there is this intricate, like, underground, like, let me pull this up, because I actually have a perfect reference. Sort of like the, Tokyo waterway, which is the largest, like, sort of, like,
Oh, yeah.
largest discharge channel in the world. Something like this exists in between New Jersey and New York City. Although instead of being boring and it's not boring, but instead of being the place where like Kamen Rider fight scenes are filmed, you see a whole bunch of like stalls and small buildings because it's that big of shit that supervillains can buy. And, every which way criminal, whether it be mystic, technical, or just a goon looking to make his way in the world, are walking by and they're talking. There's, like, a bar called, like, the, I don't know. I didn't think this far. There's a bar. Thank you, Dingle. I will put that in.
Yeah, definitely put that in.
I can't think of like a really good like bar. I'm literally just making this all up.
No, definitely put that one in immediately. I think it's gonna
No, I
be
am.
great.
But
It
That
is
is evil, but-
most certainly a fucked up evil shop theme.
no, I'm just saying I can't think of like a funny like villain centric pun name for the bar. I'm literally making all of this up as we go along.
The Gulpin Goons.
The Gulpin Goons.
All right, it's the Gulpin Goons. But you're not here for that just yet. I mean, you could grab a drink and start driving. You are villains after all. You're not beholden to the.
I was
the
gonna
laws.
say like the hench's quench or something.
The hench's quench. That's actually
That's
like.
heat.
I'm sorry, Diggle, but that's like really good. I hope you don't mind. It's the hench's quench.
I didn't come up with the Gulpin Goons.
Oh,
I just co-signed it.
I forgot who. Anyways, okay then. Sorry, section. The hench's quench and whatever. You're not here to do that. You're here to get a car of some kind, and thankfully, near the entrance, probably because they don't want people driving like into people. I mean, you're all villains, but you're not like, you're all playing for the same team here, kind of, in a sort of asynchronous way. But basically, they put the car, the place to buy vehicles is near the front, so that you can get it really easily from where you bought it to the back to the cargo elevator.
Yeah, it makes sense. So you can
there
fill
is
up on your way out.
Yeah. I mean, because it's definitely a working gas station. No, it's not. But, anyways, at the entrance, you see it. There's this shady lady who's like wearing like a pencil sort of suit, like a sort of like very like black tie. She's not like the kind of car salesman you were expecting, but she kind of has a very cold aura about her, and she looks like she's the one that's helping people sign off, like, I don't want to say leases, because again, legally binding. There's nothing legally binding down here, but she's the one that is, she's the one that's, she's the one that you can probably guess she's like the proprietor of like the vehicle, like sort of the store, of the sort of lot that sells like things like helicopters and cars, and you're seeing some weird shit like
are the
that.
vehicles here, or is it just like selling them here?
No,
And
they're
in a
here.
different
That's why
location. They are.
they're here. They are here. This place is pretty big. It's
And,
like it's like an entire city underground, basically. And she seems like the kind of person that could kind of like weasel her way into getting a lot of property just because she looks very smart and serious.
Goki's gonna walk right past her and just get in one of the cars.
Okay. Is there anything that Gucky would be sort of like immediately like enticed to, like any specific kind of car. You got your classic like goon like van where like you fit like 20 guys in and they all come out of the back. Or
Classic goon van you can fit 20 guys in.
you know what I mean? Like
I'm
know
actually
what
going
you
for.
I know what you mean, but
They've
that's
got,
just
like,
a
all the
crazy
prison-
sentence.
they got like all the prison outfits on, like like 40s kind of style.
No, I 100% know what you mean, but just the phrase goon van you can fit 20 guys in.
God damn it.
Gucky's
It's a
not really
crazy
going
sentence.
for any kind of specific make of car or anything, but he just goes to the one that's like the most vibrantly colored.
He's definitely, I was gonna say, he's
So you-
definitely going for the
So you can
brightest
take
paint
that
job.
how you
Okay.
want.
You see a sort of I can't not think of something like this. Again, this is all me on the fly. I don't have any designs. But just pretend that without being too copyright infringement, that Gucky gets into a car that's not dissimilar to the Joker mobile. Not this exact type, but let's just say there's like a very similar kind of like overly like very classic like Silver Age like villain car design.
It looks
So-
like that. It looks like that, but it's colored like a real face.
That's horrifying, no. But no, yeah, it's very like again over the top, like something you'd see at a Wacky Races, basically. Because in this world, that kind of shit, those kinds of villains. do
Oh,
exist.
we have to get a fucking like wacky. We have to get some like Dick Dastardly ass
Yes.
wacky races car.
Let me actually. You know what? I will just say, just to save time, you do get into a car that is. Ooh, wow! There's like a. Hold on. There's like a real life replica of it. You get into a car that's basically the Dick Dastardly car.
Yeah.
But
So I
it
was
cheats.
gonna say, while Gucky's getting into that, I'm gonna say, Sam's like talking with Hammer to try and like be like, hey, I'm gonna like detach all my limbs. I have to be like a quadriplegic and play to their empathy. He's like trying to explain his scam to Hammer, who's
And then
kind of
Gucky just walks off.
in one ear out the other.
And while you're explaining that, not to you, but this sort of lady raises her voice and says, hey, you, excuse me, sir, you can't be sitting in the car.
Yeah,
unless you plan to buy it."
I honk the horn.
And it's very like it's got the mariachi horn too, so it's not very subtle. And that catches your attention, Sam, right in the middle of your scheme. So Gucky's already kind of he's not like super in trouble, but he's kind of getting his ear like chewed out by this very serious and stern lady.
Hammer, just scare me quick. We'll deal with this.
So wait, have you already detached all your?
Yeah, he's gonna.
Okay, so you detached the limbs, and you're gonna walk up to this lady. Who's next
I guess I'm carrying him over. I guess because he has all his
Yes.
limbs detached.
Yeah.
So he's just a head and body,
Yeah.
like that fucking the Baki edit where he's
Yes.
in the hospital
Yeah.
bed.
Rocky edit.
I love that edit.
Hammer just kind of like lumbers. I just kind of like lumber over, carrying Sam, just like.
Sorry, it's a bit hard to control him in my state.
The lady turns around. Oh, this one of your henchmen, sir?
Yes.
Hmm. Well,
Yeah,
And she's not
this
even
one.
she's not giving your disability she's not giving your disability any second thought. She doesn't have she does not look like she gives a single fuck.
Her ass is not expectant empathy.
No.
I'm just sort of staring at her. I just go. Suit lady is car lady.
Yes, I would be car lady. This is my lot. I take care of and repair and sell old vehicles for use for any sort of dastardly villains or people that would otherwise disturb the peace. She
Good,
adjusts her glasses.
good. Car lady gives car to Hammer.
It's not that simple, sir. So this is one of your men. Is this the car that you were sort of eyeing? And she's sort of speaking to both Sam and Hammer at this point.
Well, it's certainly it's certainly quite an attractive looking piece.
Who
I
man
would
likes
s-
car? Car lady gives to Hammer.
I will say, if you end up not picking this car, I will still be sending you the bill to clean the interior, she says as she looks back at Gucky.
I'm completely gucking it up in there right now.
Yeah. Whether or not you want, this might be the car that you have to pick, but I don't think any player is going to complain.
Oh, trust me, I think whatever he's doing to that is gonna make it even cleaner than it was before.
She sort of has a very stern look, and she says, "Listen, pal." And she takes off her glasses. "I'm not a civilian. I'm just like the rest of you." And you can sort of hear like metal rattling as like cars start to sort of like cars in the lot and other vehicles start to disassemble in the air and reform into like weapons. And they've all been pointed at you. And you could possibly guess that this lady either has a sort of kinesis for technology or metal, but either way, she is definitely not a civilian to be fucked with. You will not be able to strong arm her into any sort of like, threat.
I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that antagonistically. I meant it literally. He's got a cleaning property to his goo.
Mm. Well, and then all the cars she's not even batting an eye, and all of the vehicles sort of perfectly reassemble right before your eyes.
Car lady is rude. Points weapons at Hammer when all Hammer wants is car.
I think what's rude is letting one of your henchmen sort of just walk up and do whatever he wants to my property until, a purchase has been, set by both parties.
Cookie plays the mariachi horn again.
Your compatriot seems to really like this car.
Yes,
I can tell you a bit about it.
Forgive me for not having a hand in stopping him here, but
Well, maybe you should be more careful. There's like no sense of empathy in her voice. I know our line of work is dangerous.
well, either way,
Do you want me to tell you some more about the car?
sure.
It comes loaded with a few things. A nitrous injector allows the car to go about 50 times its normal speed. I, of course, can supply you with refuel with nitrous to refuel with, but if you buy this car, it will come with a few sort of refills on its own. Has trunk space, can seat four, wind resistant, bullet proof. Can lay down things like oil slicks and spike traps. Although, if you want to if you use those while you're driving and you want to refill them, you'll have to look elsewhere for suppliers. And oh yes, and she sort of motions towards this large red button, but she's kind of making sure Gucky doesn't see. In case of an absolute emergency, and by that I mean a superhero, press that. That's your best bet. Because it seems like you've got nothing left to lose, sir. After all, you've lost so much already.
Well,
She says kind of sarcastically, not in an empathetic way.
well, nothing but my head, at least.
Yeah. Don't go losing that. So, is this the car you want?
That depends. How much are we looking at?
For a model like this, you're looking at... She sort of looks at her clipboard. Gonna cost you about $3,000.
Alright. I don't know if this is gonna work. Can I hit the car and we can use the damage as to barter the price down?
With like your fist or the hammer?
With the hammer.
Alright, give me a brawn sneaking, because you're gonna have to do this without her noticing. She's gonna be looking at like her clipboard and kind of putting together like prices or anything else.
I'm at max health again, right?
Yes. But just know if you fail this, then you might be made an enemy of the entire bazaar.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
He's
Run
got
it.
this.
It said brawn and sneaking.
Yes. Because you do not want her to see you do this. Are you trying to play it up like the dent was already there?
Yeah.
Yeah, then you have to sneak a hit in. I will say she starts talking to one of her employees, so she's like distracted for just a little bit, so this is your only window you're gonna get.
Alright.
One guy comes over and is like, excuse me, mistress, we have a recent packet, a recent shipment came in of other vehicles, blah 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 blah, something like that.
Can I help out with this flip inadvertently by like
Yeah.
making enough noise to cover up the sound of him denting
So
the car?
give me a presence. Give me a presence perform, even though you're kind of performing sort of unintentionally.
Alright.
Let's go 3-card flip, 0 point.
Huge.
Huge.
Right. You know what? I'll say 3 is enough.
I just sort of walk over to the other side of the car, and I'm just sort of like, Oshrai's right. Hammer will test. And I just sort of like smash like one of like the back doors in.
And as you're doing that, Gucky once again hits the mariachi horn,
Boom boom.
which covers up the sound of impact. It does gain her attention, but by the time she's turned around, I'll say she walked off a bit with the employee, but she turns around and walks over. By the time she's over here, you sort of put your hammer away. You're back to carrying Sam.
See,
She was more startled by the horn than anything. He goes,
See, now, for a brand new car, I think that price makes sense, but I don't know, with all this damage, I think it's only fair you knock it down a little bit.
Car lady tries to trick Hammer. Car is weak.
She rolls her eyes and says, "Fine, 2,050 or no, 2,000, no, 2,500.
2,050, you got a
No,
deal.
no.
Shake on it.
Stop. Sorry, my mind's gone. I meant to say 2,500. Sorry. Fine, 2,500. She's not entirely convinced, but she feels like she'd rather just like get this done and over with because you're really getting on her nerves.
I suppose that's fine.
And a pair of keys kind of like come flying out of the building, like that's kind of like the office building, and she catches it. Not even sure what the fuck that was, and then she hands it to you.
Yeah.
Or she hands it to, I guess she hands it to Hammer.
I'll say Sam sort of ends the conversation with a pleasure doing business with you and extends a hand he grows to shake her hand.
You think she's gonna be mad, but she actually kind of laughs a bit. She goes, I was a bit worried you all weren't the supervillain type, but now I see I misjudged you. However, if you need any future repairs, always come back to us. This car should do you well, though.
Fair enough. And yeah, let me know if you know anyone that would work on, because man, you got nothing, lady.
You start hearing cars deforming in the background. You probably think it's good to start leaving.
All right.
Now that you have the cars, they're okay. Actually, this is a great way to put it. You're about to leave with your brand spanking new car, and you bump into someone. Not someone you know personally, but you bump into someone like in the lot as you're kind of walking, as you're kind of going into the car. See this man. I'm gonna say Hammer or Sam. Have you fully regrown your limbs yet? Or is Hammer
Yeah,
still
I'll
your
say I'll say at this point
Okay.
he has.
Sam with you're walking to the car. I'm gonna say it's a little bit of ways, but someone else bumps into you, and it's this very gaudy man dressed completely in jewels. Like he's just got jewels head to toe as part of his costume. And he goes,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies, good sir." Hey. And he kind of looks you guys down a bit. Didn't you used to work for Jailbird?
Hammer still works for Bossman. Just has not seen him in a while.
Yeah, these guys don't really know what's up. What's it to you?
Oh, I was a good friend of Jailbird. My name is Zircon. And he sticks out his hand for a handshake. He doesn't seem like he's trying anything, but
I'll skeptically return the shake.
so what have you boys been doing now that Jailbird is out of the picture?
New people on phone tell Hammer who to crush.
Oh, you're drawing that apple made by that dear wallflower. Yes, quite good. In fact, actually, and he sort of ponders for a second, this works out quite well. I was just about to see if anyone was willing to do a small job for me using it. But since I knew your boss personally, maybe I could just sort of ask you. You would still be compensated the same, but this just saves me the time of having to screen other henchmen.
That makes sense. Cut out the middleman, as they say.
Shiny
Oh,
Man
yes.
tells Hammer who to crush.
Oh, you definitely are Jailbird's men. Straight to the point. I remember his last group of lackeys. They did not last too long. I'm surprised that Jailbird went before you did, but I guess that's in our line of work. That's just sort of the risks we take. Anyways, my job is that I need you all to travel. I need you all to steal a very important gem for me. It's very powerful. The Gem of Ancients. And trying to think.
You want Hammer to crush rock?
No. Do not crush the rock. I need you to steal it for me. Although you may crush whichever security guard or superhero is in your way.
Ah, that more like it.
I need you all to travel to the Smithsonian and steal that gem for me. It's currently on loan. Thankfully, it's here in America, but it's still a bit of a. Wait, where is the Smithsonian?
That shit is not in New York City.
Yeah, well, you'll be putting that car to good use, fellas. Actually, this actually kind of works out. I just had a great idea. But yeah, I need you to travel to the Smithsonian and steal the Gem of the Ancients. It's on loan there currently, but only for a few more nights. You can get that for me, undamaged. I must really, really emphasize it must be undamaged. Then you will be handsomely rewarded, and trust me, anyone who works for me gets paid quite handsomely. And you probably don't doubt that with the way he's dressed. He's literally like King Midas with the way he's dressed.
Well, it seems like a pretty straightforward job.
And here's even a down payment for you. And like a very large diamond sort of appears and sort of floats over to you, Sam. and you'll have to get that looked at, but you're guessing it's worth quite a little bit.
All right.
Damn.
He is definitely some guy who is not scared of flaunting money around. But with the way he was able to literally manifest that gem, you guess he's not defenseless either. I would go and do it myself, but I am quite busy. I have to collect a different gem from another state. Again, all these gems are in different places all at once, but I must complete the collection, for I will grow stronger when I do. You feel a bit of sinisterism in his voice that you hadn't previously guessed. All these villains seem to be gearing up for something big, but you're not sure what's going to go down.
Well, I guess we're going to DC.
Oh, and I see you purchased that old rust bucket that an acquaintance of mine once had. He sort of looks at the dented door. He goes, "It was in better condition when I saw him bring it in. That's odd."
Yeah, he's here. It was like this.
Hands off our car. It's not for sale.
Oh, trust me, darlings, I wouldn't be caught dead driving that thing. But thank you so much. I will track your progress using the app, but again, I must stress you must get to it soon. In fact, this works out perfectly, and he sort of walks over to the car. He's not getting in it, but he points at a lever that is sort of innocuous, sort of next to some other. It's sort of next to the buttons that control the AC and the heat. If you want to get to the Smithsonian in time, pull that lever once you're on the highway. Bit of a tip for you. This thing doesn't exactly come with a driver's manual, does it?
Fair enough.
Anywho, good luck. And let me know once you have it. I will meet you at a location that we will agree upon. But again, I must stress, do not damage the diamond. It must not have a single scratch on it.
Yeah, that stuff's unbreakable, right? That's what they say.
This diamond is not unbreakable, unfortunately. And he will sort of disappear into the supervillain crowd.
Cookie can't wait to put that in my mouth.
Honestly, probably the safest spot for it.
And so, you now have access to the Dastardly Mobile. I have no idea what it's actually fucking called. Oh, the Mean Machine. Wow, that is a very easy word. Alright, you guys have access to the Mean Machine.
Oh, yeah.
And if someone wants to import a token for it and add it, they can definitely do that when they want. But right now, Hydra, Sam, I assume you're driving. I'm sorry that I'm assuming a lot, but it seems like does anyone else know how to drive?
I don't know piloting. I don't know if anyone else
Does
does.
anyone
I
here
also
have
don't
piloting?
Let's see.
Hammer, do you have piloting secretly?
Diggle's away right now.
Oh, that's a shame. Should we wait then, or I'm not sure how to do this.
Let me see if I can find his sheet.
Oh, he doesn't have piloting. I just meant I don't want to get.
Maybe me and Hydra could go look around the rest of the stalls or something.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
true.
Until
That's
you
true.
guys get back. Until he gets back. Let's just say Hammer wants to sort of relax in the car. And you two go and sort of just check around different stalls. Is there anything you're looking for, like weapons or anything devious, computers, hacking material? I don't know. Costumes. There's probably some supervillain tailors around.
Actually, we'll have a look for some weapons.
Alrighty. What kind of weapons are you looking for?
Anything that hurts people.
Damn, Gucky's out for blood.
Cookie just likes looking at the cool big weapons.
Very fair.
Yeah, you walk over to like a stall, and there's this sort of like mad scientist dude with like big poofy hair and goggles on, big like lab coat and big like electric like proof like gloves. Goes, hello, dear, hello, fellow, hello, fellow ne'er do wells.
Hello.
What can I do for you on this fine day?
Gucky wants big sword.
All right, to business. I like your kind. Big sword. Let me see. Sort of looks over you. I actually have something that might complement your abilities. And he hands you a very ornate sword handle.
Where's the sword?
That's the beautiful part of it. You become the sword. Press down on that button with your liquidy fingers, and it's sort of a button where your thumb can naturally rest over it on the hilt. You press it.
Yep.
And Gucky, you see some of you, not enough to like make you shrink any visually, but a sword made out of sort of like water comes out of the handle, and you can guess that it is made of your own self. And when you take your button off, it kind of all returns back to you.
Whoa! Sammy, look at this!
Wow.
Yes, this weapon is specifically designed for elemental users. And your friend here is, of course, the element of H2O.
That's great,
This
thank
can-
you, sir. And I start walking off with it.
He looks over to you, Sam. This wasn't a gift. This was a purchase, a transaction.
Shiny man, what element is hammer?
Oh, you joined us. Back in character? I would say your element is muscle, my dear friend.
Yeah,
But you already have a
out of
weapon.
character, Dingle, we started looking around the other stalls and we found a weapon stall.
Oh, so we're not talking to the
No,
fucking,
no.
to like the. Okay,
He's gone.
I didn't.
Yeah.
The voice seemed similar. I would just check. I didn't know
Oh
what
shit,
the voice
that makes
was.
me feel bad. I'm sorry if the voices are too similar. I'm trying to go for like a scientisty, like crazy scientist voice. I feel bad.
It's
now.
it's fine. I've got
No,
like
it
2
works.
voices for NPCs.
I know, but I want it to be more than 2 voices. Anyways, so, yeah, so he turns to Sam and he's like, so yes, that will be about $30 if you would be kind. I assume you are with our hydraulic friend over there.
Well, I suppose $30 is a small price to pay.
While you're saying that, you notice that he's probably packing like some kind of like crazy looking ray gun under his lab coat, so you might not want to mess with this.
Bro's got a fucking pack a punched ray gun.
Gucky's kind of mirroring whatever pose, whatever stance Hammer's in right now. With the hammer, but with the sword instead.
So are you all up and coming supervillains? I have not seen you around here before.
Making some names for ourselves, bit by bit.
Well, you came to the right place for a weapon. None of my weapons have ever been broken. Unless a superhero is involved, he sort of says under his breath. But I guarantee that sword of yours will last a lifetime.
Hammer kind of like looks around and the shop just goes, Hammer could probably crush most of this.
Please don't. Well, if that's everything, you're hogging the front of the line. Even though there's no one behind you.
Fair enough.
He doesn't look like he's doing too bad in business. Like, his lab coat is clean, but there's just, he's not like Mr. Popular. Unless there's something you wanted. I didn't mean to.
I will say, yeah. I'm just gonna get some flour and some lockpicks.
a bit strange, but
Well,
I'm-
not necessarily from him, just from
Oh.
around in general.
I kind of want to get this on the. I kind of want to get the main story on the road, but
Yeah.
I'll just say that he has it. It's a bit of an odd request, but I may have it. And he opens up a small. It looks like a very small like box, like a box that he can barely fit his hand inside. But he reaches out a full bag of flour and a box that's larger than the box he's pulled it out of lock picks.
Hell yeah.
Oh yes, my quantum packet, my favorite design. Currently trying to get it mass produced, but you know how the patent offices can be. Such a pain.
The classic patent office.
That'll be $20 for that as well, my good sir.
There you go.
Alrighty.
I think with that, we'll probably be on our way unless there's something Hammer wanted.
Mr. Hammer, did you want anything?
I'm just sort of like still kind of like looking around, just like thinking about like just like how like the various like little like beakers and like weapons hanging from the wall would be very easy to break, and I'm just like, Hammer does not need anything.
Oh, good. Have us. Oh, good. Well, have a good time being have a good old villainous time, fellas. Whatever you're doing, and do return if you ever need me for any more sort of specialized goods.
Might be back for one of those bags later.
Once I get more produced, I'll put one aside for you. I always enjoy looking at up and coming supervillains. Anything that throws in a wrench of those damn superheroes. So with that, finally get into the mean machine. And you sort of like, I'm not going to make your roll for this, specifically getting out of here, but you guys get it onto the cargo elevator, what you know is the gas station. And now you're back up on the surface. You're right next to the highway, so all you got to do is start driving. I want who is driving. Let me ask. I'm not going to just assume Sam. It might be Sam, but who is driving?
I always
Anyone
forget
wants
what's the primary stat for driving?
It's going to be intelligence.
I will happily flip a card with anyone who wants to also drive it to determine who's in the driver's seat. At least this time.
Sure. Yeah, if intelligence, I don't think it matters for whoever.
If it's intelligence piloting, we all have the same flip of one card.
Yeah.
This was definitely a good idea.
You know what? I'll fucking get in the mix.
Everyone wants
Hell
to
yeah.
drive this damn car.
Oh, we're healthy too. Don't forget
Oh.
that.
Oh, true.
True.
I thought this
Oh,
was
I
just
thought-
like a.
I
This
thought
is
this was just
high
to
card.
determine who was in the.
This was
Oh,
driver's
just
this
to
is just to
determine
determine
who's-
who's driving? Okay.
Once you get back up to the servers, everyone kind of like silently looks at each other, and you're all kind of eyeing the driver's seat. And in that split second, I want y'all to flip to see who gets to it.
We all
first.
make a mad dash for it. Oh,
Okay, Hammer is
yes.
driving. Hammer.
I
Wait.
get in the driver's seat, and then I also proceed to put Oshra in the passenger seat.
So now both of you.
Oshra calls shotgun.
Yeah, like I like to think Sam's like the first to grab the wheel, but then he kind of looks and he's like, all right.
I was gonna say with surprise agility, Hammer like somehow like gets to it first, but I like the idea of him like just somehow being lightning fast in this specific moment.
He's
Okay.
just got that like impending aura to him, you know.
So all of you.
It's okay,
And you
Hammy.
know-
You can have a go now.
And you know what, Dingle, because I want to be a good DM, this will be a lethal success for whatever you roll for your actual piloting. So you'll at least have one. So all of you get in. This is whatever. Okay, Dingle, I want you to give me intelligence piloting with a single success. to start driving down the highway.
All right, intelligence piloting.
Is there anything you want to do?
Am I allowed to dramatic failure on flips that I have lethal on?
No.
That makes sense.
All
Done.
right. Then,
So single success. You're not going to do anything.
no, I'm not.
I
gonna
just
use my
realized
la-
you.
I'm not going to use my last hero point on this.
I was about to say I've just realized you used all of your drive.
I used all of
previously.
my drive to put a dent in
Yeah.
our own car.
Yeah, this is a good group here. So you're kind of going a little slow. You're not really used to driving, but you're not terrible. But thank God it's kind of like a quiet day on the highway.
It's only a
Until-
4.5 hour drive. It's fine.
Until yeah, you're
I keep turning to Oshra in the passenger seat, just like, does Hammer turn here or next turn?
but it's like just a straight line. There's like no turns yet. But Sam, you remember that Zircon told you to pull that lever once you were on the highway.
I just remembered Zircon told us that we can pull that lever once we're on the highway.
And you sort of point to it.
I
And
point
Hammer,
to
you
the
see
lever.
it now. Okay, stop being sarcastic. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. I just enjoy doing that. It's fun.
Hammer,
Alright,
do you want to pull the lever?
I'm gonna pull the lever.
And so you pull it, and suddenly the sort of open roof design closes to where you're all kind of like in kind of a glass dome now. And you hear sort of a Siri-esque voice go, please select destination. And you're wondering if you say a certain word, like any building of any kind or something, maybe this will
Take
help you.
Hammer to Rock.
Rock not found. Please select destination.
I was
The
I was
car
gonna
is
say it'd
stupid.
be.
Does not know where to go.
Is there a Hard Rock in DC?
Is there?
Hold on, I'll Google it, but there almost certainly is.
If there
There
is.
is.
Then.
It's like right by there.
Okay.
It's literally like a block north.
From like the Smithsonian.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I apologize.
Wait.
I did not know that. That's actually good. Hold on, let me retcon that. So
perfect.
you say take Hammer to Rock. DC. You say like DC or something, or someone says DC, and it says Hard Rock Cafe selected. Please.
Holy shit! Wait, let me actually like. I did the Google Maps. Let me pull this
Yeah.
up. This is insane. This is the most insane coincidence. It is quite literally a single block over from the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History.
This is genuinely perfect. I apologize. I did not realize that.
I didn't either.
So you say, I'm gonna just slightly retcon and say you say rock in Washington. At the very least, you get like the term
Yeah,
Washington out.
I was going to say Hammer says rock, and then like Sam kind of says to him, DC man.
So she hears both of those at the same time
Yeah.
and goes, Hard Rock Cafe in Washington, D.C. Location set. Please stay inside the vehicle at all times. And then, almost like a Star Trek sort of like warp drive, you feel like your whole body is like it feels both heavy and zero and like weightless at the exact same time. And it's kind of a crazy trippy experience. But after 10 seconds of like feeling your stomach inside of like your mouth because of just how fast you were going, the car stops and says, thank you for choosing your destination. Next recharge in 2 days. And then the car turns off. And you are in Washington, D.C. in front of the Hard Rock Cafe.
As we look over and see our destination.
I still can't get over that. I still can't get over that.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that I almost retconned it because I didn't know that either.
No, that's fine. I was just like, oh, we have I wonder if there's one nearby. This could be very funny instead.
No, I was just doing a bit. I was not even trying. I wasn't even thinking about the Hard Rock Cafe.
But it worked out. And by recharge, it means you can turn on the car, but it can't warp drive until
Yeah.
2 days. So on your way back to New York, you're gonna have to drive there by hand.
Unless we hide out in the Smithsonian.
But what if the
Days.
stuff of the Smithsonian comes to life at night? Didn't you ever see that one movie? I'm pretty sure it was a documentary. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of nighttime, though, just for the sake of convenience, you guys spent so much time in the villain bazaar that it is currently sunset right now.
All right. Well, I guess we gotta find a way in, huh?
Yes. That is up for you guys to decide. You're not on the rooftops like last time. I mean, you could, but it's up to you guys if you want to check for something. It's closed. The business hours are done.
Yeah.
Are we standing like outside of the building?
Yes. I will say you guys kind of just walked over, ignoring the parking, like no parking, because you guys are villains. You don't care about where it's legal to park or not.
Oh yeah, we're not paying any tickets.
We're in the disabled spot too.
This shit
Fuck it.
doesn't. This shit does not even have like a license plate on it. What are they gonna do?
All right, I'm gonna try and open the front door.
Like normally?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
You know what? I kind of like this. Give me a presence and melee for this.
All right.
Maybe you'll intimidate the door into opening.
I have a plan if this succeeds.
Are you gonna say I have a plan if this fails? In which case, yeah, obviously it's gonna be using the hammer.
Well,
Okay.
All right, this is perfect. I'm gonna say I kind of like walk up. I sort of like
come on, Tanner.
sorta-
It's not just gonna open.
I grab the handle and I kind of like I sort of like jiggle it a little bit, and it's obviously locked, but I'm just sort of like after like a little while of like finding out it's locked, I just sort of like in one motion just sort of rip it open.
Uh,
There.
I guess it will just open, huh?
Yay!
Door is very easy to open. Not like vault door before.
Gookie thought I would have to squeeze through the air vents again. Thank you, Hammy.
You are all now inside of the Smithsonian, and much to your disappointment, specifically Gucky, the displays inside have not come to life, even though the sun is down.
But before we move anywhere, I'm throwing some flour to check for lasers.
Oh wow, that's actually pretty smart. You don't see any trip lasers. You do see cameras, but they're kind of too high up to really do anything about. Although you do see, you do see right in the center, right there, a big ass diamond or a big ass gem. It's not a diamond; it's a big gem. It's about the size of hammer.
It's right in the lobby.
No, it's like after you leave the lobby. It's like the main, like it's the first thing you see. Or you know what? That doesn't make sense. Does that make sense? I haven't been
I've
to a
never
museum
been
in
there.
like a decade.
I watched the movie. That's
I
it.
don't know, because I kind of had a really cool idea. Actually, no, I'm gonna make you guys look for it. We'll Scooby do this.
Huge.
Hammer does not see rock.
It was just a trick of the light. I apologize. But there is a map, like an updated like map for all of the displays that are currently happening.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Take a
a
look at
pamphlet.
that. Check out the brochures or whatever.
Oh yeah, you know, you get some like 20% off Six Flags or whatever.
Huge. Yeah.
Kind of like,
Pocket that one for later.
squinting my eyes at the map. I'm just like,
I'm adding that to my inventory. A 20% off Six Flags coupon.
Only works for one person though.
I'll grab 3 of them.
You're a villain. Again, don't play by anybody's rules.
Hammer does not see rock anywhere on sign.
You do see a sign though that kind of has an arrow pointing up to like a staircase to the second floor, and it says Gem of Ancients. But I'm going to say Hammer has not seen or noticed that sign yet.
I'm gonna say Hammer has seen that sign, but does not realize that that's pointing to where they need to go. I'm like standing right in front of it, just being like, Hammer thinks Shiny Man told us wrong place.
I like to imagine as you're saying that you move out of the way, and then both Sam and Gucky get a better view of the sign that says Gem of Ancients.
The Game
Why don't
of
we check up here?
Ancients. Goki
That
don't
doesn't
know
sound
what
like-
this thing is.
That doesn't sound like Gem of Ancients. What are you gonna say, Zell?
I was just gonna say, why don't we try to check up here first before we leave?
Okay. Are you guys gonna go upstairs?
Presumably, I'm
Good
flowering
idea.
our way up.
Yep. Again, no lasers, which is very weird for the Smithsonian.
Yeah, I think it's like one of the top 5 places in America that should have lasers.
Agreed. It's that,
But,
the Washington Monument,
White House.
White House for sure. White House is up there for sure.
the Hard Rock Cafe.
The Hard Rock, but not the one in DC. Like
No.
just the Hard Rock Cafe in like
The original one.
in like Chicago. And then Obama's house.
True.
It was really expensive when he wasn't the president anymore because they had to set all the lasers back up at his new house.
Yeah.
So you guys go upstairs. And you do see a giant hammer-sized gemstone on display behind a really thick glass.
Now, is it hammer sized or is it hammer sized?
It's the size of you.
Okay.
Wait, what's bigger, you or the or Ashura?
I think in my mind, we're about the same size.
Okay, but no, it's hammer-sized as in if someone were to stand in it, they'd be able to fit in it. Like, it's huge. And you have to carry this thing out of here. Without, and I must be right, without damaging it. That is the rule set to you by Zircon. You didn't think to ask for one for this from the lab science guy.
No.
That'd be perfect for heists. I don't know what y'all thinking. Wow, you guys are shit at this. I'm just kidding. I'm just
Here I am
kidding.
with flour and lockpicks.
You could make a shrink ray out of that. I don't know. Get creative.
That's true.
Anyways, you throw some flour, and this is where all of the laser budgets go in. There are lasers upon lasers upon lasers of motion security cameras and lasers around the diamond, or the giant gem. The Gem of the Ancients.
All right, Gucky, these are not for eating. Hammer, these are not for crushing.
As long as I can eat that gem, that'll be good.
Yeah. Well, you can eat the gem. We'll get to that.
But you have to get to it first.
Yeah.
Goki's gonna try and reform his body into a puddle that can just like slip along the floor without like tripping the lasers.
I like
Not
that.
bad. Give me a agility athletics for that, please. Or actually, give me an agility biology, because you're using your natural biology. I'm not trying
I'll
to make
take
it
that.
better for you, but like that wasn't me making it easier for you. That just makes sense to me
Yeah,
because
that
you're
makes
not
more
like
sense.
Yeah.
Because I remember you guys said don't worry about making things like easy, like, and you successfully do that. You sort of, I like to imagine Gucky. You hype yourself up. You're like, Gucky's got this, and like you're doing like a bunch of like sort of stretches, but then you just sort of instead of doing like some cool like Mission Impossible shit, you just sort of into a puddle and go right across the floor. Yeah, like literally like so thin that you pass even under the lowest lasers, and you reform right in front of the gem, but you have to like make yourself a bit like flatter just so you don't touch the laser behind you. Because like the laser that's right up against the glass, it's like it only gives you a little bit of of wiggle room to.
Guys, what do I do now?
You're kind of stuck there now, unless you just want to become a puddle and leave. But you've done so well.
Huh. Good question.
Hammer does not understand. Why not
Hammer.
just walk through little red beams?
Well, that would activate the security system. Which, if you're looking for something to crush, maybe you can go find the power box or something.
Good idea. Where is that?
Beats me.
Can I just like I don't know I don't expect this to do anything, but I'm just gonna swing my hammer. I'm just gonna swing the hammer into like the wall nearby and just see what's in there.
Because you know that actually did work last time, surprisingly.
It's true.
So you never know; it might work again. Give me a brawn melee for that.
All right.
If you actually succeed, then this will be the second time the brute force has helped you be stealthy.
There's almost no way this succeeds. I haven't flipped a single Joker yet.
Well, you have flipped your crit.
Could be worse.
You know what? With one success, I will say.
I mean, I'm fine with just putting a hole in the wall. I wasn't expecting this to do anything.
Hold on. Let me finish. Put a hole in the wall, which does reveal the power box. So if someone with maybe some lockpicks wants to try and open it and finagle the lasers off, they can certainly try.
I think I would like to try that with my lockpicks that I bought for $20.
To be fair, the flower was you bought a big ass but like thing of flowers.
That's fair.
Inflation's out of control. These groceries cost me $20. The cart full of flour. And
Also, you
logs.
got to remember you bought from a supervillain. Of course, the supervillain's gonna upcharge you.
Well, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should be putting in like. Oh no, that might be copyright tricking. Museum.
Be right,
ambiance.
my goal.
I was gonna possibly put in like the Mission Impossible sound, but that might get copyright stricken. So
This
Put it
video
on.
cannot be played directly on Watch Together.
Mission. All right, yeah, hold on. I should have done this when you started. I'm sorry.
You can play Sneaky Snatch, right?
No, I hate that song so much. Just imagine this was playing the entire time. So Sam, you're going over and you're lockpicking?
Yeah.
Give me a intelligence computers.
You can have one card. You can have my Goon point. And
Okay.
one drive.
All right, you know what? For that, you actually do it. It kind of like you get shocked a couple times because you're not wearing like electrician gloves or anything like that. You don't take any damage, but like you just sort of like and then you have to go back to what you would do, to what you were doing.
Yeah.
While Hammer just sort of stands there and looks at you, and Gucky is just sort of like pressed up against the glass. It's turned off. And you kind of surmise you possibly have a few minutes before it turns back on, but you've at least bought yourself some time so you guys can walk over and try and retrieve the Gem of Ancients.
Alright.
Good job, guys.
God damn it, who loaded this up?
No, this is perfect.
Okay, this plays out to the...
Wait, my watch together isn't updating. I don't see anything.
We got Sneaky Snitch Kevin Macleod on right now.
So,
You're in the new room.
Huh? Is something wrong?
Well,
the
he's just
room-
trying to get his.
Is the room pinned at the top, not the current room?
No, it's...
No.
No. It's right... I don't have an account,
It's
so
like 4 messages after your "we're on" message.
it's this. I haven't made a Watch Together account, so I have to make a new room every time.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. You guys have a few minutes to get... You guys have a
Very
few
good.
minutes to retrieve the gem. What do you plan to do now? You guys can watch... Gucky, you don't have to be pressed up against the glass anymore. Although you might be because you want to eat the gem. You're kind of just drooling on the glass. Which is just water for you.
I guess we gotta get this glass open. Yeah, I can think of a couple ways that we could accomplish that. Can I, like, try to cut a hole in it with the diamonds that he gave me?
Ooh! Not a bad idea. This actually works out perfectly. Give me an intelligence. I'm gonna say streetwise for this, because that's like, you're being like a cat burglar.
My uncharacteristically clever actions are costing me, and I can't pull enough cards to make it worth my while.
Okay, no, hold on though. This works out. You start to do that, but the second you're like, oh man, you're like halfway through the circle, but then something interesting happens. The gem in your hand and the gem of the ancients start glowing. They seem to... Something's happening because they're in close proximity. And before you can even react, a bright light just, like, blinds you all. And you hear glass shatter as... And then, you know, you're getting your vision back. You can barely see it. It's very fuzzy. But, the glass display is broken. The gem is fine. The gem of the ancients is fine. But there is someone standing in front of the gem of the ancients. And they're kind of looking confused too. You can't really see. You just hear... Oh, man. What the... Hey, where's my bike? And as your vision returns, you see a man dressed in blue and orange with a large X running across his jacket.
It's Armor X.
It's Armor X.
It's Armor X.
What?
Wait, what the fuck? I said that as a joke.
No, it's Armor X.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you,
Stupid rock gets in Hammer's eyes.
Yeah. And, yeah, your vision goes back. You've never seen this. This guy looks like a superhero, but you've never heard or seen him before. And he goes, hey, what the... Oh, what was that? I was just sort of driving. I was looking for, I was looking for my friends, but... I don't know. Hey, you guys know where I am? And he's sort of talking to you guys.
You are in... Man... blinding man is in Hammer's way. Move so I can get rock.
This rock? I don't know, it looks kind of important. You don't seem like the kind of guy to be Mr. Delicate Touch.
Yeah, we're stealing it.
Oh, I get it now. And he goes into like a sort of like martial arts like pose. It's like, you guys are villains, aren't you? Who are you working for?
Hammer works for Boss Man.
I was gonna say, Sam gonna add on to that. Yeah, and he's about to pull off his master plan right across the street at the Hard Rock Cafe. As I tried to lie to him to get him out of here.
Give me a wit and lying.
Now that's more like it.
But yes.
Wait, this is genius. Why didn't we consider we could just tell them that we're not villains?
That's
Oh.
more like it.
Oh yeah.
There it is.
What?
Oh,
There
there
it
The
it
double
is.
Joker.
All right.
By the way, Dingle, out of character, what was the name of the city that Hero RPG took place in?
Oh fuck if I remember.
It was like Dynamo City, wasn't it?
Dynamo,
Oh,
yeah.
It was
I was
something
gonna
like
say
that.
Hiroshima.
Hiroshima.
I think it
Jesus
was-
Christ.
I think it was Dynamo City.
That's the big reveal at the end. Is that the reason everyone has superpowers is because of their radioactive fallout?
Hey, don't spoil season 2 of Hero RPG. But also, yes, I was strapped of what hero I could use, and I thought this would be kind of fun. So, so obviously, it might just be that you're blinded or that you've never met this guy before. But he's not so easily fooled. He's been through a couple of things that you've never heard of this guy. You've heard of characters that have similar motifs, like, you know, these sort of common rider, like, Super Sentai heroes, but this guy specifically you've never heard of. So, you know, he sort of, like, there's a moment where he kind of, like, almost follows forward, but goes, because that's just who he is. He goes, wait a second, that doesn't make any sense. Something valuable at the Hard Rock Cafe, especially not since they stopped, you know, making those special jackets.
So you say?
So I do say, and he puts his like hands. He does like he crosses his arms in like an X pattern and goes, "Because you, vile fiends, who would threaten the safety of Dynamo City, are in the presence of the one, the only, Armor X." Doing like a funny little pose. Well, you might think it's funny, but he's trying to take himself seriously.
Armor Man is still in Hammer's way. You leave now.
You first, buddy. And by move, I mean get out of here. I don't know. But if this gem is what you're after, I don't think I can let you guys have it. And you see him like press a button on his rider belt, and a bunch of small cubes start flying out of it, as the players might find familiar. And in his hand forms a sort of like katana where the hilt is like X-shaped.
Gucky's eyes light up and he gasps and he quickly fumbles for his sword and I don't know, expands it out.
Yeah, you just press a button. And you guys are fighting Armor X. And I'm actually going to pull up his hero sheet for his stats. I realized I can do that.
That is true.
If I can find it. Oh, fuck. I've organized everything, but, oh, here it is. It's right here. I'm stupid. Okay. So, I will say, because you're dazed, Armor X is going to go first. And he sees Gucky whip out his, like, special water sword. And he's going to go, he's going to sort of, like, come and slash at you, Gucky. So he is going to do that. That's going to be That's... You've got 3 damage dodgeable incoming.
Beautiful.
So this guy is like genuinely like really quick. You don't even see him move. But Gucky, you have just enough reaction time to move your sword in front of his, and there's sort of like clash between them. But you're still kind of thrown off guard because even the speedster lady, she never moved with this much precision before. This guy is definitely more experienced than some of the other small-time heroes you fought.
Whoa, did you guys see that? Gucky was awesome!
Impressive. You study the blade as well. But you also get the vibe that he's also kind of a huge dork. As is the case with him when he was a player character. Hammer, it's your turn.
Okay. I want to try actually like just like picking him up and just like throwing him.
Okay, that will be a brawn athletics. You still got jokers in there, right?
Yes, I do.
Oh yeah.
Brawn and
Athletics, please.
I do have athletics,
I thought you would. You're big hammer man.
and I'm healthy, and I'm gonna use both of my dodge. Actually, you know what? I can't use both of my dodge because this isn't a melee flip.
That's
Ooh,
true.
get owned.
The jokester.
This is
Yeah,
interesting.
that's not what I was expecting.
Oh,
We can
They're all
do that.
coming in now.
you're anteing it?
We can.
Oh, yeah,
Up to
I mean,
you.
it's 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why not?
Okay. So while Armor X was sort of like after he's talking about impressive that you also studied the blade. He doesn't realize that Hammer just comes up behind him. You pick him up by his scarf, which is always flowing somehow, by the way.
I like thinking that like I still have Oshra like over my shoulder in one hand, and I just sort of take the scarf and I just sort of like yank it to like toss him into the wall.
And yeah, he goes like flying past the gem, thankfully. And with a loud crash into some dinosaur bones. He's sort of dazed, like, oh, what the? Oh, God.
Hammer tells Armorman to get out of the way. Armorman doesn't listen to Hammer.
Sorry, I don't listen to villains. I follow my own path of justice. And he gets up and does another pose. I've realized I've somewhat flanderized Armor X a bit. It's been a while since I played him.
I'm going to ignore him and use my non-combat action to pick up the gem and put it over my other shoulder.
Hey, put that back! So I'll say you had to walk over here around to get it. There you go. Not that position super matters, but...
Hammer getting tired of explaining to you. Hammer needs to take Rock to Shiny Man.
Oh, is this Shiny Man your boss? I'll take him down too! I'll take you all on! And he creates a bow staff out of the same sort of weird material that he did with the sword. And he's sort of in a fighting stance. Sam, what is your turn?
Hammer does not understand. Hero people do not listen.
Alright, I'm gonna like. I'm gonna start just like.
I did only play the one playlist. How do you add a... Oh, I have to get rid of this.
When you paste the
Import
thing in,
playlist.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I forgot how it works.
Yeah.
See
I'm
this
gonna
thing?
like, or Sam's gonna like
theme actually worked for X pretty good.
Oh, you know what? He was gonna like walk over and punch him, but I think he's going to be like. I think it's way cooler if while he's walking over to him, he's like firing off punches and detaching his limbs to just like fire them off towards him while he gets closer.
All right, give me.
And he's just gonna like, yeah, just send a flurry of punches his way.
Give me a brawn athletics for that, please.
All right. Brawn, bad decisions. Brawn, athletics, healthy, and humble 7 dodge. And I'm going to refresh at the end of this as well.
Okay. So X tries to spin his bow staff. Let me just do something here. Yeah, X tries to spin his bow staff, but he drops it mid-spin and takes a brunt of the damage. Goes, oh, what the heck? It's so weird, man. And I know a guy who's like a crocodile in a business suit. All right.
Wherever you're from, heroes there sound weird.
Yeah, they're weird, but they're my kind of weird.
I like how Croc stands out as the weird one and not the talking lobster.
To be fair, Larry's not wearing a business suit.
I mean, neither is Croc, depending on what picture you're looking at of him.
No, not the Christmas picture!
So true.
He's like, all right, I've had enough of all of you. And he is going to
But yeah, he was like approaching him while he was doing that. So he's like,
you're like, I'm gonna put you right here though, just because I have something cool in mind. Let me see. Okay. Ooh, okay. X is like, all right. Clearly, I underestimated you guys. You're a threat to not just Dynamo City, but the world at large. I'll take you down. And
Dynamo City. Oh, is that what DC stands for?
And he materializes a whole ass like motorcycle out of thin air, which surprises all of you. Revs it up and does kind of a cool like spin move where he hits all of you for 2 damage. And kind of like drifts on the other side of the like the sort of the other side of the like the floor of the museum. Dodgeable, but still, it looked really cool.
Yeah. In character, Sam like jumps out of his legs, basically.
Yeah. Is Sajin away?
Oh, is it my turn?
No, you got hit for 2 undodgeable.
Oh, right.
Oh no, dodgeable, but you're out of
you
dodge.
have no dodge.
Yeah, you have no dodge.
Sorry, I thought I was going to Hydra.
Hydra
To
already
all
won.
of us.
Yeah.
Oh.
He rolled like really good. And sort of like semi-intimidating, not really trying to, but just sort of as a sort of like showy sort of final thing, he just sort of revs the bike again. And now it's back to Hammer's turn. Oh wait, Gucky, did I accidentally go? No, yeah, Gucky, it's your. Hold on, Gucky, I accidentally skipped your turn. I'm so sorry.
I can't believe it.
For some reason, I thought Hydra was on the last one. I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that. You go ahead.
Does the sword give me any kind of combat bonus?
You get a +1 to melee attacks.
Works for me.
+1 card. But can I just say I apologize? My head's kind of like in and
No,
out.
For all we know, he was faster. So
Yeah.
I know. I'm really sorry. Well, it's just. Oh yeah, I could say because you guys were dazed. Okay, never mind. But I'm still sorry. I said Hammer to go next, but I completely
Yeah.
forgot Cookie. I thought you had already read Cookie, but that's because in my head you like blocking the attack kind of made me think that was an action, even though that wasn't. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
So Gucky, it's your turn. But yeah, this dude just like kind of hit you with a fucking motorcycle. It looked cool, but it didn't feel cool.
Gucky's gonna kind of he's gonna kind of throw the handle in the air while also putting his entire body into the handle and just making
Ooh.
himself into a giant spinning sword going towards.
That's pretty
Armor X.
clever. Give me a. Yeah, I would say this would be a. If it's throwing, I want to say maybe an agility melee.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because throwing to me seems like it's more like athletics based than.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Swan. That's a goon P on there. Solid.
Huge.
A double croaker?
Double croaker is insane.
So.
I'm
I
putting
have a way-
drive on this as well.
Okay. Okay.
Alright. 5 and 2 jokers.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to think about this. So, okay, I have something that would make both you and X look cool at the same time because it was a croaker. It goes, you do that, and it looks really cool, and you're like, it's spinning in like a perfect, like, centrifugal, like, way. And the blade just sort of like extends out, and it's your full body, and your face can be seen like on the side of the blade. And you do hit Armor X right in the shoulders, and it hurts, but you think he's gonna like give up or scream out in pain, but what he does is he, without even flinching, pulls you completely. He grabs the handle and just pulls you out in one swoop. And blood is flying, but he's not even fucking in it. He has no care in the world. And he let me see what he does. Okay. He says, "You don't think I've dealt with guys like you before?" And like you can feel the grip tighten on the handle, Gucky, because it's like a part of you in this moment. And he fucking slams. He fucking throws the he fucking throws your handle up in the air, but before you can do anything, his boot sort of reconfigures into like a jet propelled like metal boot, and almost like he's swinging a pitch, he fucking kicks you mid-air, and you go flying back, and you will take 2 damage. You will take 3 damage from that, but he also took some damage as well.
He needs to study the blade some more.
Clear, you got lucky the first time, and again, then Armor X's like fists reconfigure into like the big like rocket fists, and he goes, "But now I've gotta get serious to protect everyone in Dynamo City." And you know what? Because I accidentally skipped Gucky's turn, Hammer will go first this turn. So Hammer, it's your turn.
All right. I'm gonna place the I'm gonna place the gem down. I'm not sure if I need to actually flip for that because it's so big.
You just put it down. I'm not gonna make things too complicated for you.
All right. I'm gonna place it down, and then kind of like watching this dude like still like coming at everyone and like hitting everybody around. I'm just gonna charge at him with the hammer and just try and like smash it down on him.
Okay, that will be a classic brawn melee.
All right, come on. No whammies. It's at the bottom of the deck. I can feel it.
Oh, I thought you already had both of yours.
No, there's still one. There's still one Joker in here.
It's the Joker, baby. Ooh. Nice.
We live to
What did
see
I do?
another day.
So,
Wait,
you do
you know what?
just... Oh?
No, I'm tempting fate. I have to. My whole character is built around this. I'm using my dodge.
Oh. If it's like right at the bottom of the deck.
I'm insane.
Yo.
I'm the
You're
greatest to ever
insane.
do it.
Never stop
Huge.
gambling.
Alright, let me just do something here. So that's 4 successes. Okay. So he
So
sees you coming at... Oh, sorry. You go ahead.
I imagine what I'm imagining in my head. Like Armrex is kind of just like he's kind of just sort of like making like striking like a cool pose, kind of feeling himself a little bit after like knocking Gucky like across the room, and then suddenly it's just like it's slightly darker overhead, and he just sort of like looks up, and there's just sort of like a Hammer silhouetted in the light with just like Oshra overhead, like about to like slam down on him.
Yeah. Okay, so you do that. You can see for a split second that he catches a little bit of it with like his like armored like gauntlet, but the brunt of what you did get transferred as damage. Like you just slammed down on him. He thought he could maybe stop it in time, but he was just a little bit too slow for that. And he's on the ground, but Almarex is nothing if not tenacious. And he sort of like he pushes himself back up.
Armor Man starting to annoy Hammer. Hammer decided he will crush you.
You may crush my body, but you'll never crush my spirit.
Hammer can live with that.
And Armorax does manage to get back on his feet, if a little woozy feeling. But, you know, this dude is not, you know, out of character, Armorax is pretty tenacious. That's part of his character. And now it is Hydra's turn. You saw this dude kind of somewhat tank a direct shot from Hammer's Oshira.
You know
What do
what? I think he's just got to keep pummeling him. He's closer now, though. He's gonna get his proper melee hits in. But yeah, he's definitely like growing more and more arms to just like keep pummeling him with.
Alright, give me a brawn melee.
It's such a cool way to use that power. Like just like growing an arm, like punching with it as hard as you can, and then just letting it fall off, so you can just like keep punching without sustaining any damage.
I've got dodge to spend. Really. I can't. By the way, my window is I can't see how many cards I have on 10. I did get a lot of successes earlier. I don't think there's that much remaining.
Yeah, you got 2 successes.
So I'll leave myself with 2 dodge. Yeah.
Okay. So, Armorex takes a few of the first couple because he's still getting back up. But there's kind of a moment where he's catching every fist that you're flying at him near the end of it. And he's like, "You're nothing to me. You don't know what I fought."
Yeah, you don't know what I fought either, man. What's that supposed to mean?
It means that justice will always prevail over evil. And then he kind of makes some... After he's done catching most of your fists, he kind of makes some distance between you.
I don't think that's what that means at all.
Well, it's what it means to me. Now start getting serious. Gucky, it is your turn. Oh, unless you had something like non-combat you wanted to do.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna throw flour in his face.
He kind of just wipes the flour off of his helmet. He goes, "What was that?"
I'm gonna lie, say asbestos.
Ha! Well, my armor is asbestos proof.
Very clearly holding up a package of regular ass flour.
Oh, don't worry, X doesn't see that. I like to keep X's like obliviousness from when I played him.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
Gucky,
fine.
it is your turn.
Okay.
You've been sort of battered in sword form, but you're not out yet.
Can I say that hit knocked me like near the dinosaur bones?
Yeah, sure.
Because I'm gonna take the skull of like a raptor, and with like my non-combat action, I'm gonna like put the skull like in my head, and then try and like
Ooh.
assume the form of a raptor.
Ayo.
Oh shit!
Huge.
So what's that flip?
For Raptor, I'm gonna
Going
say,
raptor mode.
yeah, Raptor mode. I want to say presence and biology because you are using your natural ability.
Okay.
I hope that's okay.
No, that's good. I was just
I hope you guys are liking this little crossover that I came up with at the last minute.
It is fun.
alright. One success.
One success. So you're just for your non-combat, you're just forming into Raptor mode.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna go attack
yeah.
him with the combat action.
Okay. For just forming into it, it's not perfect. You're kind of remembering the kind of dinosaurs you see in picture books. Thankfully, there's like a visual diorama next to you. Like, you know, a description of like the bones and what animal it used to be. So you kind of get most of it. It's not perfect, but it's gonna do the job.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, you succeeded. You just don't get any like big bonus for Raptor mode.
Alright, I'm gonna go hit him in raptor mode.
With like you doing like a headbutt or like a claw.
Yeah, claw swipes. Biting.
Yeah, that'll be agility melee, please. Ooh. My favorite. Yakuza 0 fighting music.
A dramatic failure.
Okay, this is gonna be sick. Because it plays into Armor X being awesome.
Gucky's just
You-
Armor X's hype man at this point. I'm making him look cool as fuck.
Hey, listen, I'm not complaining. I love Armor X.
Oh wait, yes, I found it. There's
So-
actually a Smithsonian dinosaur book.
Yeah, that was like I was
Wait.
on the floor next to
when
like,
you said he has like a dinosaur picture book, I was like, wait a minute, wasn't there literally one by the Smithsonian about like all the dinosaur? I think I had this book as a kid.
That's awesome.
that's pretty based.
Yeah, I'm the Mantellisaurus. Obviously.
So you tried to do this, and Gucky, you've watched like cartoon dinosaurs, but you never watched like any like nature documentaries, or you don't really know how to control, like, because you know they have a weird sort of like way, like, you know, dinosaurs have like, you're just not used to walking in this form, so you're kind of like stumbling around, and you try and you get close to Armor X, and as soon as you kind of go in for a clash, you just see him. He dodges it, and in one swoop, punches through you, and shatters the dinosaur skull,
Yo.
and goes right through you. And with the skull gone, and because you dramatic failed it, I'm gonna say you kind of lose your form, and
Yeah.
you will take 2 damage for that.
You will not pass go.
You really think that was gonna stop me? I've driven a mech before.
Cookie's just like laying in a puddle on the ground.
He's got like the Toriyama dazed eyes. Okay, now it is Armor X's turn. And you know what? He's kind of getting sick of Hammer's attitude. So you know what he does? Oh baby. Oh baby. Sorry.
What the
Oh,
fuck?
Hammer,
He
I'm
looks
sorry,
over-
man.
He
He's
looks
so
over Oshira, kind of looking at the dimensions, and goes, "Not a bad weapon of choice. I might start trying it for myself." And he will create a blue and orange X, like, sort of branded hammer that is twice the size of Oshira. And has a rocket, like, boost on the back of it. And he is going to hit you for... Hammer, he's going to hit you for 7 damage.
Again, 7 damage?
Oh yeah, he critted.
He shitted.
And it looks really cool, by the way. I want to say, because he critted, there's a moment of jealousy that you've seen a hammer that is bigger and tougher than Oshira.
I like to think as soon as he sees the rocket part, though, he's like, oh no, that's cheating.
I mean, but the damage don't lie.
Yeah.
You get slammed, Hammer, you get fucking slammed into like a nearby, like, shelf that's, like, full of, like, ancient vases and artifacts. And a lot of them break, but thankfully the gem is okay. And Armor X kind of just strikes a pose and says, "Thanks for the idea."
Armor Man is welcome. Now Hammer smashes toy.
And yeah, it is your turn, so you go ahead.
I'm gonna swing specifically to break the weapon he just created.
Alrighty, that will still be a brawn melee.
Alright. So that's...
I love how the fire gif is still around.
Yeah.
Like, that's just always there.
That's a success and a joker. Then I've got...
Man, imagine if you pulled your second Joker, though.
So that was 3 cards.
Yeah.
So then... There's the 5 remaining from the flip. I'm not healthy anymore.
Okay. Okay, I will say for 3 successes, you do break the hammer. You don't... But for the Joker, you don't do any damage to X. But you definitely break the hammer. But he doesn't look too upset about it. Sam, you can kind of gather that he's just able to make things, like that's his power, so if something gets broken, it's not really a big deal to him. You literally saw him manifest like a motorcycle.
Yeah.
And do you have any non-attack actions to do, Mr. Dingle?
I can't, like, grapple him with, like, a non-combat action, right? I almost wanted to do, like... a fucking, like, wrestling-ass, like, test of strength.
Actually, I'll allow it. That will be a brawn athletics. Because it's not combat, he might not take any damage, but... depending on what you do, I have something in mind. And
Okay, on athletics.
I will roll some of my cards.
I'll pre-row point that. Alright,
Okay.
cool.
This is
All
really
right.
weird. We both got a success and a Joker. So, I don't know how that works. Maybe we're just kind of locked.
We're both just into it.
Like, I want to imagine, like, in a sort of anime way, the second, like, the hands, like, lock, you see, like, you know, like, shockwaves go through the air. And Hammer, you were genuinely surprised that this dude at least has some form of augmented super strength.
They just like
'Cause
lock
he does-
eyes and they're like, "Whoa, do you work out?"
Nah.
Little armor man is strong. Hammer will give you that.
I have to be, for those who can't protect themselves. And both characters are just locked in, like, this sort of, like, arm, like, this sort of like wrestling move. But he is distracted. If Hydra, you want to do something.
Is there a ceiling fan?
Yes, there is.
I want to make a really long arm that grabs onto his, not cape, scarf, which I will then detach and get caught in the ceiling fan.
Ooh, go ahead. That will be a biology. I'm gonna say intelligence because you're trying to do something kind of more sneaky, not sneaky, but like something more. It's not brute force.
Yeah. Intelligence, biology, and I'm healthy. Okay. Oh wow, I did have cards in there. Okay.
Okay. And you know what? This works out because as you do that, Armorex, he feels something tugging on his back. It's his cape. It's his I almost said cape. His scarf, and the arm gets caught in the ceiling fan, and it starts swinging him around. He goes flying out of the lock against Hammer, and with a final swing, Hydra, you sort of like, as he's sort of spinning around, you sort of give him one last sort of like kick, a sort of revenge. And he goes flying into the Gem of the Ancients, but instead of it breaking, you see you're all once again blinded by another bright white flash. And Armor X is gone. Presumably back to whatever alternate Earth he's from.
Yeah, the alternate DC that he's in.
And in his place is the small gem. Not that he's in the small gem, but like that was sort of the key to unlock the big gem.
Fair enough, yeah.
But yeah, and I'm gonna say
we get the hell out of here.
On the next issue of RPG. And that is that. I kind of had that ending in mind of how he would kind of return back to the place that he came from.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that works out perfectly. If
Yeah,
that wasn't
it's
going to
a good
happen, if he didn't actually roll the exact same as Hammer, I was just going to have Hammer grapple him and throw him into the gem.
Yeah.
But, anyways, I hope it didn't seem too kind of like self-ego stroking, but I hope you guys liked that little crossover.
No, that was awesome.
Yeah.
It was cool.
I really wanted to bring him back, but also because I was really strapped for ideas this week, so I was like,
I think the coincidences this episode made it like super amazing.
yeah.
Dynamo City, DC,
Yeah. That worked.
Hard Rock Cafe,
I
a
had-
block away.
I still can't get over that. That like blows my mind.
Yeah. Oh, I will say, as he's being thrown into the gem, you just hear him yell, "You vile villains!" and then blinding light. And then all the stuff that he'd left behind just sort of dissipates because he's no longer within range.
Yeah.
So no, you can't have like the cool X sword or the cool X motorcycle.
Damn.
We can't have the Exo Blade.
No. Oh yeah, that's what it was called, the Exoblade.
Was that actually what it was
Musk in
called?
shambles.
I just
I think
said
it
that.
was. There was also the bow staff, but it was called the crossbow because it had an X on it. It was really stupid, but I loved.
It's funny. It's funny.
I love Armor X. I didn't get a chance to redraw him. I was gonna redraw him, but I didn't get to. But I'll save that for later. But I thought I know it's a little. Well, this whole thing is based off my characters, like even ones I haven't played as, so it is kind of just ego stroking a little bit. But that one, I was kind of worried if that was too like,
Nah.
because that kind of carries the spirit of like crossovers in comics too. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I hope you guys liked that. I hope I didn't Flanderize him too much. It's been a while since I played as X.
No, I thought
Well,
it
the
was
idea
funny
that-
playing up the dorky aspect.
Actually, that makes sense from your guys' point of view too. I feel like that makes sense from a villain point of view, that he's like extra annoying. But yeah, this is the first time we haven't been able to complete an entire mission in one session. Not that I'm upset, but I I didn't know if the fight was going on for too long because I knew you guys were taking some hits and he was taking some hits.
Nah, things happen
was
how
a
they
good fight.
happen. They don't have to all
I had to.
end in a neatly wrapped bow.
I had to.
We did also like
spend
we did also like
spend 30 minutes.
improv.
shopping.
Like, we did also improv like a supervillain shopping mall
Yeah.
at the very
Yeah.
beginning of the session.
That's the fun
Yeah.
of it.
That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all.
And you know
That's the
what?
thing. I was thinking like I thought like that's fun. We should meet like whoever's like selling this car.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I know. That's kind of what I planned, but I didn't have like the lady who can like control metal. That was like totally on the fly. And the scientist guy, I kind of just made like a generic evil mad scientist because I couldn't
Yeah,
think of
it's sick
anyone
as
in
hell.
time. Sort of Dr. Insano coded. But Zircon is a character I had planned on using, so I was like, that works. Just have him be there. But okay, so that's that. You're all getting 2 points from me as usual. Well then I guess it's 3 just because everyone gives each other a point, right? Or how does it work again?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of just how it works. So
Yeah, fair enough.
just because it's such a small group, I think everyone getting 3 goon points, but we still like hype each other up at the end is probably just a good
Absolutely,
way to go
that's the
about
whole point.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Although because you guys are in the middle of the mission, you will not be healthy at the start of the next mission because now you got to get the fuck out of here.
Speak for yourselves.
Oh, Mr. Hydra with his 7 dodge. Also, Dingle, I hope you don't think I'm like picking on you, but you are like the tank, so sometimes the big hits have to go to you.
I'm just surprised it was 7 damage. I
He
never
rolled-
flipped that high for enemies.
He rolled really good. Sorry.
Armax
He
is
rolled
just
like
that guy.
Dude, he's just built different, TBH. But he sounds like an insane person because he's talking about people that you've never heard of. Anyways, what were y'all favorite moments from each other? Let's just go initiative order. Dingle, what was a moment you liked from each of your teammates?
All right. I I loved the bit with like like I had no fucking clue what you bought that flour for. I wasn't gonna say anything, but I was like, why the hell is he buying flour? So that reveal, I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I never even thought that there would be like motion like sensor lasers because we're stealing a big ass gem.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I thought that was very funny, especially coupled with the fact that you were just like throwing it all through the walk there, just being like, well, they
Sure.
gotta be here somewhere.
Throwing it into Armor X's face was also pretty funny, even if it didn't do anything.
Yeah, it was just like, I can't do
Like
anything
Pocket
else but
Sand.
this. So yeah,
Pocket
sure.
Pocket Sin doesn't work when someone's got a full helmet on.
For a second, I thought you said Pockets Man, and I was like, holy shit, I should have made that my villain character.
There's always next time.
It was always next time. If you
Just
want
a
to give
dude
Hammer,
with like just a dude with fucking infinite pockets. Just
You
a
wanna-
normal ass dude who is just pulling random shit out of his pockets.
I'm not saying you have to, but if you ever wanted to give Hammer like I don't want to say heroic sacrifice, but a villainous sacrifice, I will always be okay with you swapping characters.
A villainous sacrifice.
Just some food for thought. Not saying you have to, but if you really like the idea of Pockets Man, I won't say no.
I do
And-
really like the idea of Pockets Man, but not enough to try and build a character around that.
Yeah.
At least not right now.
And what was your favorite moment from Gucky?
I thought it was really hype that Gucky got thrown into some dinosaur bones and was like, "Oh yeah, dinosaurs! I can turn into those too."
Yeah, mine was totally gonna be
Yeah.
fucking Raptor mode needs to return. I need to see that in its full glory.
That was really good. Yeah.
Gucky's a huge fan of Land Before Time.
I just realized oh my god, I just realized. That's where the name is from. Damn.
What?
Isn't there a character in Land Before Time named Gucky? Or is it? No, it's Ducky.
No, it's
Oh, is
Ducky.
there?
Oh yeah,
Actually,
there
I
is.
don't
Yeah,
remember.
there is a character in Land Before Time named Ducky. That's the
That's
the one that's the very tragic one.
Yes.
Yeah, let's not. So
Wait,
Gucky,
that one is a raptor as well, kind of.
Yeah.
That's the duckbill one, isn't it?
No, she's like a tiny raptor.
He does kind of have
No,
a
she's
duckbill.
like she's like whatever that duck-billed kind of dinosaur is called.
yeah.
That's why she's called Ducky.
I don't know, man. Hydra, Sam Hydra.
So yeah.
What were your two favorite moments from each of your teammates?
Sorry, was that for me or for
Sam.
Decision?
Because I'm just going to do an initiative order.
Yeah, fair. Sorry, I was looking up dinosaurs.
How dare you look up dinosaurs? You're not allowed.
That's Ducky.
Fuck you. I'm taking away all your hero points. Fuck you.
Oh, okay, sweet. I'm giving
Just
one obviously to it's a shame I didn't have anything to like play off of after that, but Gucky just like avoiding all the lasers by just flattening himself was amazing.
That was honestly really funny. It would have been even funnier if I remembered to put up the Mission Impossible team as it was happening.
Yeah.
But I like the idea that I said where like he's like doing stretches like he's going to do a bunch of acrobatic stuff, but then just into a puddle.
Just plops down.
Yeah. And plus, you go in and just finding the flashiest looking car
I will say,
is great.
Zedjin, you sometimes you've talked to me about not wanting to like take the spotlight or anything, but Gucky had a lot of really good moments this episode. I will give you that. Between the car and the Gucky sword, like
Gucky
I just
is
gotta,
great.
I just gotta say,
yeah.
I remember sometimes you talk about how you're afraid, like you don't talk sometimes too much because you're afraid of stealing the spotlight. I think you told me that once, but you do good, man. You do good. Just want you to know that.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna fix this because that's bothering me. There you go.
And then Hammer, obviously for helping me find the power.
True.
And just like
Yeah, because like, how can I make it
giving
successful?
us the brilliant fucking coincidence that is the Hard Rock Cafe across from
Yeah,
this.
I would say that's Hammer's finest moment this episode. Take us to Rock. It's like, no, man, we're supposed to be going to DC. It's like Hard Rock Cafe in DC.
Could not
I'm kind of
have
glad
asked for a better setup.
I'm so glad we retconned that because that is genuinely really funny. But yeah, I put the warp on a timer just so you guys don't like always spam it. But you will be. But now that you guys have that, I can now have you guys go to like anywhere in the world for different like issues or anything like that. So that's
Please
great.
come to Brazil,
Dude. Brazil superhero, you gotta fight Brazilian Miku. And Christ the Redeemer, the statue just comes alive. Nah, but for real, this is actually great. Having like a car that can like warp to anywhere.
Yeah.
This has given me some great ideas. And so was it you, Dingle, that got like the double Joker crit? Who got like the double crit Joker?
That was
Oh, that was me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So because that is just an insane roll, do you just want to have the anti-Joker legend?
Sure.
I think that's fair.
And you all did good. And again, I want to emphasize, because part of me had to do it to end the fight. You did not. X getting thrown into the gem did not damage it. You have not damaged it yet. I just don't want you guys to think I'm gonna be like unfair and say like, oh, it got damaged. You guys haven't gone out of your way to use it as like a weapon, unlike you did with the drill. So that had more of a chance of actually being damaged. I'm sorry if I'm being too nice with certain things. Am I doing okay? Am I doing okay?
Yeah.
Like DM wise?
Yeah,
You guys are
okay.
enjoying it. I'm sorry if this seems a little more disjointed again. I was literally today when I woke up. This is the story I thought of. So
Nah, you're good. You're good.
I've just
Also, I've
been
still
so
got hero
busy.
points to give
Oh
That's
shit!
true.
Sorry.
because I've
This is the second time I've accidentally skipped over you.
I've got
I'm
two
sorry.
moments that I really want to shout out. With
Can you accept my apology first though? I'm sorry.
give me another hero point and I'll consider it. But
All right.
Hammer just smashing up Armor X's hammer, even though it was like twice the size and had a rocket on it. Sometimes you just can't beat a regular old hammer.
True.
And
I feel like that was always Go ahead.
and also Hydra for for fucking amputating himself pretty much to try and get a pity deal on the car, which didn't
That's
work
not-
out at all. But
Yeah.
it was very funny to have a hammer like carrying you up as like a fucking pity thing.
I wanna pull back.
That
Oh,
that
sorry.
action needs to come back. It
Yeah,
didn't
I
work
mean-
that time, but
It
we
worked
will
with
find
the
someone
cab,
it will
didn't
work
it?
on.
It worked with the cab. Remember, it was like my husband's lost his arm. That was in episode 1.
Yeah.
But
But
I'm talking
I
about
will
the
say-
full limb loss.
yeah, the full Baki like
the
no limb.
quadriplegic gambit.
But for the longest time, by the way, I thought that was real because that just seems like something that would happen in Baki.
Yeah.
But if I can pull back the curtain a bit, when I was on the fly making up the car lady, the car saleswoman, I had in my head was trying to think like, what kind of powers does she have? I actually contemplated making her like ice themed to kind of go with her cold exterior. But then I remembered that I have another character that I want to use that's like ice themed. So I was like, I guess let's just make her Magneto, because like whenever you see Magneto dismantling like machinery in like the X-Men films, it always looks really cool.
Very fair.
So I just wanted to tell you something that like I don't know, if she had ice powers, there was a moment was like, what if she would just freeze Gucky in place just so he would stop making a mess? But go with that. Well, there's always next time. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will say I am unsure if next weekend will be okay. I said this both to Dingle and Zell, but Zetchin, you kind of joined a bit late. I'm on the last stretch of like university for the semester, so I might be a little busy with working on different things. I hope that's okay. I'll keep you all updated.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Is that okay?
Good
Once
luck
it's
with your
over with,
exams and shit.
yeah.
Mm.
Once it's all over with, it'll be a lot easier because like the start of the next semester, you have way more free time and shit. But yeah, you all did good. I'm glad that you still like me DMing. Every week I have like a moment of like a crisis of faith of like if I'm doing good or not.
Of course you are.
Doing good.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know if I'm getting too repetitive, which is why I'm glad that someone suggested the car shopping bit, because that helped inject like a bit of because I was afraid it'd be too much like get a job from the app, go do it, return
Get a
home.
job.
I know, it's just I didn't want. I hope I'm not becoming too repetitive,
Nah, you're good.
No, it's good.
but I think the moments of like hero reveals are kind of the big highlights,
Yeah.
because it's like, what kind of stupid shit or silly shit can I do?
Didn't get his hero backstory on him.
I think
You
if
all
you
know who Arbor X is.
I think if you're worried
That's
about
a-
being repetitive, just like spec out an area really well in your head, and then just let
Yeah.
us go wild in it, and just see
Yeah.
where we go with it.
Yeah, I didn't
Because
give
we'll find a
Armor
way
X.
to make it crazy.
I didn't give Armor X's backstory. Y'all literally lived through it.
I'm just joking. Yeah.
I mean, your characters. I think, but also in character, doing a role would be useless because it was meant to be he was from like a different
Yeah.
dimension. None of you have heard of this guy before. He just showed up, beat your ass a bit, and then got thrown back into the big gem.
Mhm.
But it seems like Zircon isn't telling you everything about the job, so maybe that might be something to think about. Because he gave you a small gem, and it fucking summoned a hero from a different universe. So I don't know if he did that intentionally, if he gave you the wrong gem, or if there was something else going on. So maybe keep that in mind. That's all. Not saying you have to. I don't even know if I have an explanation yet, so,
Fair.
True. I got time.
I'm just looking at how I went to the fucking. I was trying to find out what dinosaur Ducky was, and I went to the Land Before Time wiki.
Yeah.
And it's one of those wikis I love where they have way too much information about the character. Type, swimmer, big mouth, alternate term, status, alive, alignment, good.
That's awesome.
But yeah.
She is most well known for frequently saying yep, 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 and nope, 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 both of which
Yep,
are
yep, yep.
frequently quoted in everyday culture and media.
What?
Yeah, I definitely quote that every
Yep,
day.
yep.
You remember that classic phrase that's all that people are always quoting?
The character
Donald
of
Trump-
Ducky has been received well by critics and has a considerable influence on culture.
What the fuck are they talking about?
That's true. That's true. There's a
Didn't
considerable
even scroll
impact on
down to the reception section. That rules.
culture.
Wait, there's 14 films in this franchise?
Yes.
They still keep
Apparently.
making them.
What the fuck?
I think they keep making them too, which is kind of crazy.
I don't think they have for a while.
Probably because of COVID, they'll be back.
I think it.
The last one
ended
was
a-
2016. That's like
Oh,
a
it
while,
is.
yeah.
It, dude. It ended when Donald Trump got into office. Now we know who to blame.
That's
The
true.
person who wrote this wiki is fucking obsessed with this character. Ndamukong Suh, the defensive tackler for the Nebraska Cornhuskers men's football team, is called Ducky by the other team members in reference to the Land Before Time character.
Ah.
Oh.
Yep.
All right, I gotta head out, fellas. But
Good sesh.
Hell yeah.
good goon sesh as always, fellas. So sad you didn't buy the goon van that could fit like 20 guys.
That's true. We're saving up for a helicopter. So.
Dingle,
Goonicopter.
Again, Dingle, I like how my idea was so innocent. It's like in the 1950s cartoon where it's like a van full of like dudes and like
No,
prison
I totally
uniforms.
got what you meant, but that's just an insane sentence.
I know.
Yeah.
I think the Mean Machine is a good buy though.
Absolutely.
That's such an icon. That's such a good villain car design. It's never been topped. It got taken away from Dick Dastardly when he was caught on January 6th, 2020.
Yeah.
Out of the entire main cast, Ducky was one of the last to show the darker side of her personality.
Oh,
This
you
was shown
show
in this was shown in the TV series. Ducky starts to grow greedy and acts hostile towards Ruby and Sarah. She was so greedy that led up to the point she refused to help Spike.
No way. Ducky would never.
It was a very specific form of something.
This
that you
wiki
gotta
is
be to
fucking
be,
insane.
This person fucking loves Ducky, dude.
dude.
This wiki page has 46 references.
Jesus Christ! All right, I gotta get out of here. See you guys later.
See ya, man.
Take care.